Welcome to another edition of the Black and Gold Daily Blitz, brought to you by FanStream Sports, powered by DSP Media Online. Tito, let's talk Franco some more.
Tim loves it.
He loves it. He loves it. Yeah. This is the pregame close talker edition of the podcast. I guess last version was the close talker version, but yeah, I feel like Judge Reinhold is in the square next to me here. I think I'm still upset about the Ravens loss because, like the Indianapolis game and like the Atlanta game,
sure, I
came away from that Carolina victory still just not a good taste, man. At least this time it wasn't necessarily the offense that didn't put together, some points to close out the game. It was the dumbest penalties I've seen all season long. I don't understand what Marcus Allen. The one time he gets in a game on special teams, he goes over and starts. I don't even know what he was doing. And then Deontay Johnson celebrating a first down because he actually finally turned up field to get the sticks. I mean, That's your job, man. Like, what are we doing? Right. What are we doing?
They've been more undisciplined this year than they have been in years past, right?
I think it was this game. Now, the offensive line, yes, there's been some sloppy penalties there.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, when the Steelers were supposed to be among the heavy favorites, they were cocky and full of themselves, and they would get stupid penalties like a lot like this. I hadn't seen this in several years. And it was really just, especially like, I think Deontay, I know they signed him for 2 years. I don't know, man. His shtick's getting old, man.
I'm glad it's only 2 years, though, and not some like 5-year deal, though,
Yeah, that's fair. And listen, I mean, he's got the hands week in and maybe week off, but I mean, he has struggled with drops, and then he goes through a run of 4 or 5 games where he drops nothing. And makes acrobatic catches. And last week, he was instrumental in moving those chains. He only averaged like 9.5 yards per catch, which is his season average. But they were all, not all, most of them were impactful receptions. But it was vanilla, man. Like I liked it when Trubisky was taking shots downfield against the Ravens. I couldn't stand those throws over the middle. I mean, I don't know. Beggars can't be choosers. I don't think Kenny Pickett provides them any more or less of a spark other than the turnover factor, which, of course, is almost always a factor. The Raiders are -3. Steelers are even. So it's not a huge difference this week. I think, honestly, I think the weather favors the Steelers. They just keep it on the ground more, and their run defense is better. It may just come down to that.
I think it does, too, and that's what I like about this game. And the Franco factor does it. Look, the fact they're out there playing in this kind of game that means so much, the crowd's going to be really into it. Not that they aren't always in Pittsburgh, but the crowd's really going to be into this game this week. The Steelers-Raiders rivalry, and granted, people that were fans in the 70s might not be out there for this kind of game when it's, as cold as it is anyway. But it still means a lot, even though the Steelers aren't playing for a playoff berth. You know what I mean? So it still means a lot, though, to Steelers fans.
I venture to say, based on weather being, sub-zero wind chill, and them being 6-8, I bet we see more no-shows than we have in a long time.
Right. That's true. That's a good point. You might see that.
I don't think it's going to be a huge home field advantage like it normally is. I think the elements, however, favor. Listen, on an equal playing field in normal weather, this is a game that I've been chalking up as a Raiders win all season long. They have the offense that has really this. They're not the Bills offense, they're not the Eagles offense, but they are a more balanced and higher powered offensive team. I don't know why they're 6-8. I don't think they should be. Really they're a garbage lateral away from being potentially 5-9.
Right.
But it's still, they just far more talent on the offensive side of the ball. I think, and they can attack deep and come back with Jacobs.
Right.
But they're not going to be able to go deep. The wins being 18-25, sub-zero wind chill.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be comfortable. And so that might tip the scale. Steelers are 2-point favorites.
Hey,
So,
2.5 last time I saw it.
Okay. So, barely home field advantage, according to the odds. But that's enough. And I think I might take that. I think I might take the 2 or 2.5.
I think it's a field goal kind of game, and I give the edge to the Steelers in that one. I think the Steelers win by a field goal. So as long as it's not 3.5, I'm taking the Steelers in this game as far as with the point spread. Running the ball will be the key. Ball control is going to be the key. You're going to see these guys out there. Neither team will move the ball through the air. It's going to be Josh Jacobs against Najee Harris for the most part as far as the running backs go. Obviously, Jaylen Warren in there will get some plays for Pittsburgh, but it's not going to be one through the air. It's going to be one on defense and with the running game. That's what's going to decide who wins this game. And, it's got the feel of a 70s game, 1970s game where it's like it's going to be a lot of on the ground. You're not going to see like 33 passes attempted by somebody. It's going to be it's going to be an old school Steelers Raiders game, and I'm excited about watching that.
I wouldn't be surprised to see, however, because the Steelers throw the ball so damn short. I wouldn't be surprised. Right. And they, other than those, those interceptions in that Ravens game, they were moving the ball at 8 to 11, 12 yards a clip on the short passes. Right. I wouldn't be surprised to see them not shy away too much from their offensive game plan. I do, however, agree with you. I think Jaylen Warren may have a bigger impact on this game. They don't have a 100-yard rusher this season at all. And that's not to say that Najee Harris hasn't improved. I think his running has, over the last 5-6 weeks, gotten incrementally better each game, and he's running with more purpose. And his yards per carry are certainly up. I really like how they attacked the Panthers on the outside. Najee's not a speedster, but he's good. He has good enough speed. Freiermuth,
when he gets going downhill.
Yeah, for sure.
Going downhill, he's a load.
Yeah, and he wasn't doing that. He was hesitant to hit the hole the first half of the season. And Jaylen Warren has been, he just rockets himself right into the mix. So Freiermuth didn't have a single target last week. I found that to be the most surprising element of last week's, but I bet he comes back in a big way this week. And so no one's scoring 20 this game.
No, I don't think so either. No, I think first team to 17 wins.
Yeah, that sounds right. All right, I'll go. Math is hard. I'll go 19-13.
See, I was going to say 1914. So there we go, right there. We're right in the same ballpark there. But it's going to be a low scoring. I'm looking forward to watching it too. Like that's what I know that the offenses are fun to watch. And it's cool to see teams go out there and spread it around, score a lot of points. I want to see a in the trenches, freezing cold Pittsburgh Stadium, kind of thing. Just that radio. I can't wait to watch this game among a couple of teams that are out of the playoffs. I can't wait to see it.
Technically, not out of the playoffs.
I know they're not out of it yet. You're right. Technically, they're both still in. They have a chance. Yeah. I mean, they're not in, but they both have a chance.
I still maintain 8-9 is the ceiling. Oh God, that Ravens game is just soul crushing, man. Yeah. I'm having a hard time getting over that one. I know that was a week and a half ago, but God,
right? Yeah,
I mean, the door was open. They could be one game out of the playoffs right now.
Yep.
Well, okay, 2 because of the tiebreaker factors that they, kind of shit down their leg earlier. But still, man, the woulda, shoulda, couldas. This, another win though. You never know with that Ravens game. The Browns aren't firing on all cylinders. Yeah. Who knows? I still think 8-9 is the best case scenario. I still think is 8-9, but that means Saturday is a must win.
How much fun would it be to see them be 8-8 going to that Browns game? I know it's not going to be a playoff game, but to see them have a chance to still extend that winning record with Tomlin every season against the Browns in Pittsburgh would be huge.
I think that'd be fantastic. And you're right. It's not going to be a playoff game, and it's not going to be because of the tiebreakers. I think the Chargers are just going to close it out. I think they're going to hold on to that 7th seed. They have the easiest schedule. All the games between the Patriots and the Jets, I guess technically the Browns. Was there another loss in there? The Dolphins. Well, the Dolphins again. They'll stay in the bubble. Those won't matter because the Chargers and Dolphins are gonna close it out a week early. So, but yes, to have that chance.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine says, oh gosh, medium or mediocre record, mediocre draft pick, mediocre season. Like he's so put out by finishing 500 or
right around that number. Yeah,
he can't stand that. He either wants to be, a top 4 seed in the playoffs, or
12-5 or 5-12, nowhere in between. Yeah.
Hey man, that Bears pick is looking sweet.
Yes, tell me about it. Yeah.
So I'm looking for. If I'm looking forward to anybody losing, it's the Bears. Keep that extra second round pick low.
Yep.
All right. 1913, 1914, and both of those scores will be higher than the temperature the entire night,
which is amazing. Yes.
What's the coldest game you ever went to? Ohio State, NFL?
No. Probably Cleveland Buffalo playoff game, the Ronnie Harmon neck game. I was in Cleveland for that game in '89 or '90. It would have been when the Browns beat the Bills.
Do we need to have a Ronnie Harmon commemorative podcast now?
And also, yes, of course. Last year's Browns Steelers game end of the year also was damn cold. I was pretty cold in that one too, but I was older.
Yeah, but you had more. You had a bigger coat, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, asshole. Yes, I do. I know exactly what you mean. Thank you. But yeah, probably Cleveland Buffalo.
Okay. I had a beer turn into a slushie in the third quarter in the AFC Championship game. I believe it was 2000. It was one of the Patriot losses. I don't know. Right. I lose count. That was pretty damn cold. And then Cowboys in 2007. Yeah. That was nuts. That was bone crunching cold. So anyway, this is going to beat them, I think. I think this is going to go down as potentially the coldest game.
I think so too. And guy who bought Adams tickets
across the Eastern Seaboard, right? Like the whole.
Insane. Yeah.
All right. He hasn't responded yet. I might have blown it by trying to meet him halfway.
I told you. Happy Hanukkah, my friend. Let's reconvene next week.
L'chaim.